One of my most anticipated games is due to come out very soon with the Suicide Squad's new game, Kill the Justice League, and there's mainly one reason for that, and that's because one of my all-time favourite games, in fact one of my all-time favourite game series, was the Batman Arkham Series, and this game just looks to build on that massively and add a ton more to that already fabled gameplay that we had from that famous Batman series.
Where are we going and who are we killing?
So what am I specifically looking forward to in this game? For starters, it's set in Metropolis, which is meant to be a ton bigger than the massive play space that we already got in the Arkham Knight with Gotham City, but also because of the new and interesting gameplay that we're probably going to get from the likes of the four main characters from the initial release, with Harley Quin, King Shark, Captain Boomerang and Deadshot. Now this bunch of characters might seem a bit of a ragtag bunch, but I think how Rocksteady have gone about it in terms of giving them a ton of varied abilities, from whether that's using actual abilities like grenades, to using guns, and then to using some top tier, from what I've seen, traversal gameplay mechanics. It's going to make each and every one of these characters unique to play with, and by the looks of it, a ton of fun. Again, a lot of the combat is going to be based on that popular Batman style grapple technique that everyone who's played any of them Batman games basically just loves, but it's dialing it up a notch by adding a bit more of that bombastic playstyle that you come to expect from playing people who aren't technically superheroes, with that elegance that you would expect from somebody like Batman. Obviously we've got Harley Quin, who's got the grapple boost. Obviously she's stolen it from Batman. Obviously Harley, Joker, all that have that little bit of affinity with Batman. King Shark, he obviously has his own abilities because he's a little bit of a mutant in terms of how he gets around. But then Captain Boomerang, he has a little bit of a thing going for him, a little bit jealous of the Flash, so he's going to be getting a speed gauntlet boost, which allows him to probably be the quicker of all the available characters that are going to be released initially. And then you've got Deadshot, and he's got the jetpack, which absolutely leans into his play style with getting up to vantage points and taking out enemies with his high powered rifles and abilities. Obviously all of this is aimed at the main story in Metropolis, which, like we already said, is a massive play space, and the main point of the story is going to be looking at taking down Brainiac and his cronies that he's corrupted, which include a number of members of the Justice League, including Batman, Superman, the Flash, the Green Lantern. There's probably a ton more in terms of side bosses, side quests, and also probably a few little surprises in the main story and the main campaign. But all of this is going to allow you to either be playing as a solo character, picking and choosing as to which one you want to be, whether that's Harley, King Shark, Boomer or Deadshot. You can switch between these characters in between combat, so as long as you're not in combat or part of a main quest line, you can pick and choose which character you want to change between on the fly. And if you are playing solo, I do believe that if there is parts of missions that require other team members to be there, then they will be automatically controlled by the in-game AI, so you're not always going to be left short just trying to clutch up a certain mission with one character when you could probably do with a little bit of help from one of the others in terms of their abilities or whatnot. But this also opens up the gameplay to allow you to play with others. This has been said that it's seamless in terms of how others can join you for that gameplay experience, but it's something that we've never really seen in a Rocksteady game. Obviously Batman was very solo heavy, even with the DLCs in terms of unlocking other characters and stuff like that. You were either Batman or you were Robin or you were playing as Catwoman or whatever. It wasn't really a multiplayer sort of experience, so it's going to definitely freshen it up and is definitely part of the game that I'm looking forward to trying out with a few of my friends at least. In terms of the gameplay, there's going to be a lot of things for you to do. It's definitely got a lot of base in the RPG upgrade style that we got in the original Arkham series. Obviously you could upgrade a lot of the bat grapple and all of his abilities, and that looks like it's been kicked up to about 12 in terms of the amount of stuff that can be upgraded, and also just the actual amount of customization that you can upgrade on these items, whether that's weapons, skills, abilities, or even combat vehicles. There looks to be a ton of options in terms of what you can and can't do. Now, in terms of these upgrades for your weapons, abilities, there's going to be a ton of vendors in game. A lot of these are based on a lot of the Arkhamverse sort of characters, whether that's Penguin, Poison Ivy, Gizmo, Toyman or Hack. These are the ones that have been mentioned so far. Penguin is based on upgrading your weapons and giving your weapons a little bit more kick in terms of what they can and can't do. Poison Ivy, once you unlock the ability to speak to her, she's going to offer you the chance to basically apply debuffs to enemies, or even probably buff your allies as well, with various afflictions from fire, ice, poison, all that good stuff that you come to expect from pretty much any good video game in terms of abilities. Then you've got Gizmo. This is the one which is based on vehicle combat. Clips wise, this looks a little bit funky, possibly could be a bit OP. I know that the Batmobile gameplay and combat wasn't everyone's favourite in the Arkham Knight game, but I enjoyed it once you got it upgraded, once you got used to the style of the combat, which was obviously massively different from just playing as Batman. It did offer something fresh, it did offer something pretty good in terms of how it worked. So this potentially, with the vehicle combat offered from Gizmo, again, just another avenue of, again, play your way, play how you want and get through the missions. I'm not sure as to how much this will be required in terms of the main gameplay, but it's something that you can use, something you can upgrade if you wish. And likewise with the Toyman, this one he's based on upgrading your tech abilities, probably again aimed at your traversal abilities, so probably be able to get some good upgrades for them speed gauntlets, for the jetpack, for the grapple boosts and all that stuff, allowing you to travel further, faster, higher, probably even adding a little bit of combat ability into them movement tech options that are at your disposal. And then lastly, Hack is going to be able to upgrade some of your abilities. Suicide Squad has a bit of an RPG style terms of upgrade tree for all of your characters, as to whether that's going to be upgrading the combo scores that you achieve, the critical damage that you do to enemies, the amount of abilities that you potentially have, whether that's grenades or melee abilities or cooldowns for any of them abilities. There really is probably going to be a ton of options in terms of what you can do with your abilities, especially once you start getting to the end game in terms of upgrading all your abilities and fully unlocking that ability tree for each character. There's going to be a ton of options in terms of gameplay, and that's something that I'm definitely looking at in terms of covering here as well, and providing a few videos and guides in terms of what each character can do and how you can max them out, whether that's as a solo player or combining some of their abilities in team player environments as well. Moving on from that, we haven't got a massive amount of information in terms of the post-launch for this game. It is getting a little bit of backlash in terms of its live service potential. I'm open to it. Obviously, I've covered Destiny, I've covered Marvel's Avengers, we've done a few First Descendant videos. These live service games, they are what they are at this point. And if Rocksteady think they can tackle it and give us something, whether that's battle pass items, cosmetics, as long as there's ability to earn that stuff in game, then it's not something that I'm too worried about at this point. Plus, if it does have anything to go back off of the old Batman games, there was tons of collectibles, side quests and all that jazz in them games, and if you wanted to go and scout out all them little items, all them little puzzles and complete each and everything, even just in the Arkham Asylum game, there was tons of stuff to do there, and it'd keep you occupied for an absolute ton of time. And given the size of this new game with Metropolis, then the puzzles, the secrets, the collectibles in game are probably going to keep you occupied, and if there's some cosmetic items tied toward that, then that's an added bonus. And if after post-launch we're meant to be getting new characters, new weapons, new missions, then unlocking all of these different cosmetics from side quests, collectibles, something that you can show off to your friends in game, then I'm looking forward to it personally. I'm looking forward to this one. There's going to be a ton more coming on the channel in terms of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. It's coming out soon on the PS5, the Xbox Series and PC on the 2nd of February. Let me know down in the comments if you're going to be picking this one up or just keeping an eye on the horizon in terms of what it may or may not bring. Again, a different style of video, but thank you very much everyone.